Seb Hines leads this Orlando Pride team. He said, keep the momentum, hold the standard.
Marks away for goal and scores! Oh, she's a human highlight reel!
Adrian in the box. Shoots and she scores! A monster goal!
Balls.
Yates! The Orlando breakthrough!
Banda picks her pocket. Barbara Banda in the box. Taps it home.
Is it Orlando or is it Golando? Since October of 2023, the Orlando Pride have not lost a game. And for more to chat about this, Orlando Pride head coach Seb Hines, welcome in. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Congratulations on an incredible 18 matches unbeaten, setting a new league record with that. It's absolutely incredible, and it's been so fun to watch. But this 18-match unbeaten streak stretches over 2 seasons. What has been the most consistent thread through all of these games for your team?
I think just the consistency and the attitude of the players. You know, we were bitterly disappointed after last year, just narrowly missing out on playoffs. And we kind of use that as fuel going into this season. We knew that we still had things to prove. You know, a lot of people had wrote us off at the start of last season, and we just carried that on into this season and continued that momentum and that attitude and taking it game by game. And yeah, it's been an incredible run. You know, couldn't even have imagined of going 18 games unbeaten, but that's where we're at right now. And yeah, we want to continue it into more numbers.
Seba, what was the moment this year that you were like, aha, we are built different. This is a new team. We're breaking records. What was the time during this year that it just clicked for you that this was a different team?
You know, you can look at the start of the year, the first 2 games, we go down to 10 players in the first game, 2-0 down. We showed a lot of resilience to come back and you know, get a draw out of it. And then the next game against Angel City, we didn't have a familiar centre back. That shows the versatility within the group and the attitude of the group to, again, come back from 1-0 down and get a draw out of that. And then there was a period where we had a 3-game week, you know, against some really tough opposition with Washington Spirit away. We played North Carolina midweek, and then we played Louisville that weekend, and we walked away with 9 points out of 3 games. And I thought that was a real good turning point for us. And again, we just continued that momentum. That was during that winning streak that we went on as well. And yeah, we just take it game by game. Obviously, we haven't been consistent with our performances, but you know, the attitude of the players has been probably the most consistent thing this season, and it's been brilliant to see and be a part of.
Now, so talk to me a little bit more about that attitude and establishing that style of play, because obviously you're scoring goals for fun, but your defense is watertight. You're getting buy-in from all 11 players on the field. The work ethic is incredible. What goes into that on a day-to-day basis and building that with trust and effort between you and the players?
Yeah, so again, like we score different types of goals, whether they're in transition or they're build-up or even set pieces. What's really important is preparation. So exposing the players to those sort of scenarios within training sessions. And yeah, it's been numbers down and grinding out, you know, the performances in training. You know, again, we've got some of the best forwards in the world competing against some of the best defenders. And so when they compete against each other, you know, it's only going to help them transfer that into game situations. So yeah, historically, Pride have conceded a lot of goals in their history. And so that was one of the things that we needed to rectify going into the season if we wanted to be competitive this year. And so, yeah, he's just putting the actions into work. And you could see that the players have fully bought into that. It's not just about the back line and the goalkeeper. It's a full team effort to get the clean sheets and not concede goals.
It's a very fun, entertaining brand of football that you're playing, Coach. It's really fun to talk about as well. But so much of that has to do with the players that you have also brought into this team. Now, a lot of people are calling it little mini Brazilian national team because you got a lot of Brazilians on your roster. But with the inclusion of all these new players, you mentioned bringing Banda in, your initial vision for how you wanted Orlando to play. How much did that change once you saw these players in training and their individual characteristics and their personal strengths? How much did that change how Orlando was going to play?
I think, we look at the individuals and try and play to their strengths and put them in positions where they can excel. There's not another forward in the league like Barbara. So how can we, get Barbara in good goal scoring positions? Same for Marta. We kind of give Marta a free role. She has to go find the game. She gets in difficult positions for the opponent, and it helps her excel in that position as well. But, it's just building a really good foundation, along in the back line. We've had to, shift personnel around. Kylie Strom started as a left back. She's moved into centre back. You can see Emily Sams has, played centre back. She's played right back. And that versatility has really helped us. But it's also playing to the players' strengths also. So, yeah, it's a brand of football that really is individualized. And so that makes us unpredictable for the opponent. But yeah, again, I go back to the attitude, the attitude of the players, and their buy-in has been tremendous to help us get the results that we've needed all season.
At Inter & Co, you guys have only given up 4 goals at home this year. What's been aiding to have such a stingy defense when you're playing at home?
Well, Dee, you know better than anyone how difficult it is to play at Inter & Co with the conditions. It's one thing that we've really focused on is making our stadium a fortress. It hasn't always been the case here. And so when opponents come to our stadium, we have to make it as difficult as possible. And so you can see in some of our results, we've taken the lead in pivotal points in the game. And then, being relentless after that. Once we score one, we're always looking to get the next one. And then can we see out the game? And that was another learning point from last year, was we were conceding too many goals towards the end of the game and ultimately losing points, which played dividends in last year, because if we picked up at least one more point, we would have made playoffs. So yeah, everything's a learning moment for us, and the players have really responded to it very well.
Coach, Darian asked that about defense, and you said, hey, yeah, you played at that stadium, but she didn't defend.
I did. I got Darian defending.
Seb did.
If anyone could, it would be you.
Incredible.
It would be you. You've talked about it now twice now in this conversation, referencing last year. Your team had 10 wins, and you didn't make the postseason. It was a big conversation in the media about why that didn't happen. How much do you reference that with the team in the locker room this season?
Yeah, it came down to fine margins. We didn't give ourselves the best start in 2023. We lost our first 4 games, but we were on the right trajectory to find that identity and that style of play. And yeah, towards the end of the season, we went on like a terrific run. And yeah, it just fell short at the end. If we caught a couple of goals, like you said, we got a good amount of wins, but we had a lot of losses as well with only 1 tie. So just getting one more tie would have put us over the line, but it wasn't meant to be. And yeah, every game is a learning moment for us. And like I said, a lot of the players have responded to that very well into this year.
Now, Seb, obviously you talked about how much this franchise has come in the last couple of years. A big part of that has been Haley Carter, your general manager. I know how important the relationship between a manager and a general manager can be. Talk to about your working relationship with her and how that has brought you guys to where you are now.
Yeah, it's incredible. We're in constant communication when it comes to recruitment. how we can better the facility, anything that we do, we're always in communication. We have to be aligned with everything we've done. We have to always be in agreement as well. I think if you don't have that relationship, it can fall apart very quickly. And so when I took this full-time role, it was important to me that the relationship between myself and the GM had to be a real close connection. And you can see with our results and our performances that it's really transferring into a healthy relationship, and the players can see that as well. The culture within the group is fantastic. I've been here for 6 years now, and I've seen a lot in my time, but we're on a really good forward momentum. And I think that's down to the relationships that we have, not only between myself and Haley, but with the rest of the staff and the ownership group and the players as well. So everything's come together really nicely, and we want to just continue that moving forward.
Seb, I know you and Giles like to hop into a little 5v5, 1v1 training, and you're a former defender. Have you been able to stop Banda going 1v1, or have you been humbled a little bit?
No, D, I know better than that. I recognize how my body works now, and I do not want to get in a foot race with Barbara Banda. So I'm the one on the sideline with the whistle, dictating everything. But
smart man.
She's phenomenal. She's lightning quick, very powerful as well, and you can see that in her game. She's very difficult to defend, and she's always trying to put herself in goal-scoring positions, which I think also that helps our defenders because they have to find different ways of managing Barbara within training. And so, when they come across other players in the league, they can find little nuances to try and get the advantage against some really good forwards in the league, but no more than Barbara day in, day out.
Coach, you talked about this unbeaten streak and having a lot of credit given to the players, the style of football, the bought in, but let's be honest, we really know it's all about the pregame playlist and what you listen to before a match to get you fired up. So what is the #1 song on your pre-match playlist right now?
Man, you know what? That's not me as a coach. As a player, I like to get myself fired up. I that old school hip hop, rap, kind of DMX kind of stuff, like get me wired.
We know what kind of defender you were.
I had to let the forwards know they were in a game. You know what I'm saying? So. We kind of do that, but in terms of music, as a coach, we're pretty mellow now. We have a laugh and a joke. The technical staff are brilliant. We don't put too much stress on the players. We give the players their time to meditate and get themselves focused for the game. Do you know what? We actually go onto the field and just start kicking the ball around and try and hit crossbars and stuff like that before games. Because all the job's done before that. You've done all your preparation, you've done all your scout, you've done all your training sessions. Now it's down to the players, and we have obviously our expectations and our standards, but it's up to them now to perform and put everything that we've put into practice onto the field. And so it's worked really well so far, and we're very pleased of where we're at.
So we didn't get an official song.
All right, so I'm going to text Seb.
We got a genre.
We're going to get a genre.
Not genre, I ain't got like an out-and-out artist. Like it's a more genre, something that's fired up, that kind of thing. But
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Big game this weekend against Gotham at home. Good luck with it, and good luck the rest of the season, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.